Every football fan would have liked to trade places with Carsten. It's not often you get the chance to train exclusively with Milan's star and World Cup winner Gennaro Gattuso. I played through the online qualifying games and made the online final, beating around 500 people in the process. Indeed, he beat 500 players to get to Milan, and having won in Milan, his confidence is high and he's flying. And now there are only 6 other contestants in the final to stop him from going further. But these 6 players are the best 6 players.
All sorts of sporting events have been watched and indeed participated in by our 7 finalists. But now, of course, they will be doing their work sitting down.
Cool.
There is Carsten Henning, who we saw kicking a football. A man from Hamburg who's been playing poker for 2 years.
Cool.
Andre Brenda, again, just flat calling with a suited ace. He's obviously being very cagey early on. The blinds are small. It's easier to hurt yourself by getting involved in a big pot.
Call.
Steve Duke calls. Emmanuel Hyder, well, he just got slightly wounded playing with a Queen 4 offsuit. Queen 2 suited scarcely much better. But again, there are a few players already in this, and he's being offered a very cheap price. Well, he decides that this time he will stamp on the weakness. We say he is a card dealer. He'll be very good at reading the players. And he has decided that that flat call and flat call means that he can run over them like a steamroller. Well, let's see whether Carsten Henning and Andre Brenda want to defend their aces. Carsten does not. Andre Brenda. Just won a pot.
Call.
And he decides to call, and that will send a small chill down the spine of Emmanuel Hyder.
Fold heads up.
Steve Duke doesn't like the King 3, the seafood hand, King Crab. So we are heads up. And it is the German Andre Brenda against the Austrian Emmanuel Hyder. Small pair there for Andre Brenda. Nothing at all for Emmanuel Hyder, but he was the pre-flop raiser. He can represent a bigger pair here.
Check.
Check.
Well, that check is inviting Emmanuel Hyder to have a go at it. But for some reason, he put on the brakes. I don't know what card he wants to see here. Only a queen is going to help him. A few straights out there. Still that flush draw in spades.
Check.
Check.
But the sixes just got better, I would say. And can Hyder find another scare bet? Yes, he can. Just less than half the pot.
Fold.
Fold.
But good enough. So, Andre Brenda is being very cautious.
Yeah, new blinds, 5100.
And they say you can only win a poker tournament if you win with the worst hand a few times. So far, Emmanuel Hyder has shown more gumption than anyone else when it comes to doing just that. Manuela messes the cards up for us. Her nimble fingers rearranging them who knows where, and indeed who knows why. Cards in the air. Seven players still very much in this. And we are looking at Ivan Garcia, who calls. And he is slow playing those kings. Really wants somebody else to come over the top here. He's looking very keenly across at the other players. I wonder whether they're picking that up. Holding his hands as still as possible. Praying, begging the good Lord to make one of them pick up pocket jacks. Well, suited Queen 8. In front of Matteo Cecchini, the engineering and management student from Italy. Doesn't want to get involved. His favourite player is Dan Harrington, so you wouldn't expect him to show too much devil-may-care. Harrington, the 1995 main event winner in Las Vegas, nicknamed Action Dan, because he very rarely got involved.
Call.
Emmanuel Haider calls again.
Sorry, change.
And now Vincent Bichon, who suffered that setback in the very first hand. Very serious-looking, bespectacled young man.
Three players.
He moved to Madrid to be with his girlfriend. Very, very romantic. What else would you expect from one of our Gallic cousins? Well, that's a horrible-looking flop for kings, I've got to say.
Check.
But, to be fair, it's even more horrible for 8-5 and Jack-8. And those two checks will
200.
Will let Ivan Garcia think that he is still in front. But what do you do if there's a big raise here?
550.
And something about that little bet from Ivan Garcia has let Emmanuel Haider know that he can bully. The Austrian, he's playing at home in Vienna.
Call.
Call.
He's bullying now. What really did Ivan Garcia find out with just a call? There's only two cards he can hit that are going to make him happy. Surely it would have been better to define the hand there and then. And that 7 is very much a blank. Does give a gut-shot draw to Emmanuel Haider. He'd need a 10 to make a most unlikely runner straight.
950.
But he wants to win it here and now. And he is saying, I've got an ace. How in love with those two kings is our Spanish contender, 25-year-old Ivan Garcia. Won his place here on the Poker Island in Ibiza. He is finding this experience altogether less relaxing.
50.
950, yeah.
But just calling again. Emmanuel Haider has had 2 goes at this. I suspect he will slow down now, because it doesn't seem like he can get Ivan Garcia off the pot. So I expect check here. It's going to have to be a big bet. 4,000 perhaps. He's come this far. It might even have to be more than that.
1,700.
Well, 1,700 is not going to do it. If he's been calling this far, that price is just too good.
Call.
Call. Showdown.
Good call.
Well, it was a good call, but Emmanuel Haider, I'm afraid, slightly lost his nerve there.
Still call. How can you call with...
Had he been stronger. And he says, how can you call with the kings?
How can you bet with those cards?
Because I know he's not strong.
It's not about calling.
Jerez promised us hot action, not just on the racetrack, but also on the poker table. And the winner was...
Hello everyone, I'm ChipKicker67. In real life my name is Andre Brender. I'm coming from Germany.
He came to Jerez from Germany to win, as well as to look at winners at work. Like the 3 times motorbike world champion Loris Capirossi, Andre also won in Jerez.
Our contestant winners of the Magic Moments of Poker in the garage of Marble Ducati.
Of course I play cards a long time, about 10 years, but to poker I came from blackjack, and online poker I do play only since about 6 months.
The Grand Prix in Spain, with its infernal noise, was a fascinating moment for Andre, despite his usual preference for peace and quiet.
Of course I like all kinds of gambling, I like fishing, and I like to travel.
As the poker players mingled with the cream of motorbike racing, they all dreamed about making it to the grand final in Vienna. But for only one of them, the dream became real. And he now has the chance of taking part in the adrenaline-fueled final in Vienna. Andre Brender from Germany. Ibiza, venue to one of the most tense and nerve-biting poker dramas. A drama that worked out favourably for one person only, Ivan Garcia.
My name is Ivan, I'm from Madrid.
Admittedly, there was something of a party atmosphere as our 7 poker players arrived on Poker Island.
Poker Island village is beautiful. The view of the island is wonderful. It's perfect.
And then over there we have the platform where you jump into the water.
The Pussycat Dolls were there to honour us. And if that wasn't enough, Lady Gaga dropped in for a word, leaving our contestants speechless. And then there was also a World Cup winner, Luca Toni.
Come on, see.
The sailing excursion for most of our players was the icing on the cake. Although not for Ivan, because his dessert is being able to play in the final in Vienna.
Ivan Garcia on the boat there, and he is on top of our leaderboard with over 25,000 chips. Down at the bottom, Vincent Bijon of France. Blind still relatively low, but he will have to get his skates on quite soon. Not sure who I'm more jealous of, the eventual winner of this tournament or